Oops.
There's Sean's in.
This one's the next one.
Oh, we'll be right back. If you can believe it, the small room used to be worse.
It's actually, it's cozy.
It's cozy.
I wouldn't want to be in here with file cabinet.
Oh, you've
occupying
heard,
another
okay,
few
yes.
Yeah, we
feet.
already had the discussion. The code update needs him here all the time.
There's some room. If you want to be in the room, there's a spot in the corner you can sit in.
So you were Todd or Tom?
I am tough.
You were
Bring your
Yes.
chair. Yeah.
I didn't know we were in here.
Maybe we.
I just walked into the wrong meeting. Where am I sitting?
Wherever you'd like over there.
Any empty chair.
Who's sitting here?
No one.
The
No
one
one.
that's for you.
Oh, that's for me. Okay.
Yeah, that way Al can just slide in here with him.
Comfy chairs too.
I know, I like the new chairs. This is Andrea Connor.
Hi, Andrea. Todd. Secret
Hi,
chair.
Todd. Nice to meet you.
Alright. Did you just make more copies?
Yeah, there wasn't enough.
Was it?
We were down one. I took yours. Huh?
Okay.
Al is
Al's
coming.
gonna be late.
Right, but he's coming.
He's coming, yeah.
Him and Godot.
Right? Exactly. Okay. And you met Sean?
Yeah.
Okay, so it is 8, whatever time it is.
Oh,
8 o'clock, right on the nose. And
I know
we'll
who you are now.
Oh.
started.
I'm friends with Luke.
Oh, okay.
You got it.
All right. Another local guy, Garrison.
So we're here tonight looking at work that is already done,
Partially.
partially.
Well, the gate
Right,
isn't
the
done,
gate,
right?
the gate
The
is
gate
not
is
done. The shed has been built.
How'd you do with the ZBA?
Good. Yeah.
Okay, we're looking at 6
Yeah,
trusses.
the ZBA approved the variance. Their condition on the gate is that it be very specifically
Approved
the
by
gate
you.
that was approved by us, and it be the gate that was found in the house. So why don't you talk us through your application?
Do you want to start with either one?
Whatever you
Okay.
prefer.
Shed, since that one's already up, I'm sure you're aware, before we put it up, I looked at the Phillipstown code, not thinking about the village being different than the town, so we determined that it was under 120 or 128 square feet, and proceeded, and then realized after the fact that we didn't go through the necessary channels. So, in terms of the actual shed itself, my company is a historic window restoration company based
That's
in
why your
Peekskill.
windows.
I noticed those windows.
We're all looking at the windows.
Oh, okay.
So that's why we, yeah, my
That
window.
company,
Yeah.
right, okay.
Very
Um,
nice.
Anyways, so I'm very sensitive to historic buildings and details like that, and have a absolute hatred for faux gambrel Dutch mini barns that seem to find themselves all over the place. So I chose the shed roof because in terms of a small outbuilding, I thought it was the most historically accurate option that there could be for a building like that. And so yeah, it's an 8 by 12 shed roof building. We put it near the back wall. I thought that was the most suitable place for it in terms of our usage and in terms of how it would look from both streets, rather than being out in the yard somewhere and looking at the whole building. When you're on Academy Street, you're really only seeing kind of over the roof into our yard and the house.
Well, as you know, our purview, our jurisdiction only applies to those things that can be seen from a public right of way. And, or maybe you don't know that, but now you do. And basically, the only thing that can be seen of this shed is the roof from Academy Street. Because you really can't see the
You
front.
can't see much of it from
You
Chestnut
might,
Street.
you might see
You catch a corner.
You
yeah.
might see a slice, a little teeny slice, but that's about it.
And was the ZBA issue that the shed is too close to the
Yeah.
back of the
Yeah,
Yeah, it's
garden?
like 3 feet, I think, from the back,
Yeah.
And it has to be, and it should be 10?
or 7.
Wait, I'm sorry. So did the ZBA, so you had to go to the ZBA
Yeah,
and us
To get the variance.
to get the variance,
For where
and
it's
then, and did
placed.
they?
for the placement,
So did they
yes.
approve? Okay.
They approved with 2 conditions. One, that the shed have our review, which it would anyway.
Mhm.
And 2, well, the second condition relates to the gate, which we'll get to.
Okay.
The shed to me is reflective of the shed addition that's on the southeast side.
Of the
house?
yeah, that
Um,
porch, yep.
So I think it fits quite well on the site
Mhm.
myself. I would rather see things that are new on sites have a contemporary note so that we know they're of their time. So I personally don't have any concerns with the shed.
I'm hoping to, I mean, not that it, so just a question for the public right of way, with the historic district, is Academy in that?
Yes.
It is, okay,
Mhm.
so Academy and Chestnut,
Yeah, so
okay.
you're holding
We've
within
got
the
it all,
district.
yeah.
There's a map, if you go on the village
Yeah.
website and you click on historic board
Yeah.
materials,
Gives you the outline of.
yeah, we've
where
run
it
out of
is.
copies of this because we're in the middle of actually updating the entire
Oh,
document.
that's good.
So,
It's a little bit
yeah.
old.
This
It
is
is.
on the village website,
And you were actually in the national
not that you're
district.
gonna have to look it up again,
Cool.
but.
Okay,
FYI.
number 12, isn't it?
Sorry, I moved it
Okay.
back in my head.
No, you didn't whack me.
And as far as
This thing just
the
flew
public
by.
right of way is concerned, it's the boundaries are all based on the properties themselves. So, I don't know if this is the question you were getting to, but in the event that something was visible from a public right of way and the public
Mhm.
right of way is outside of the district, it still is the same
Okay.
because it's based on things being on properties that are in or out of
Things
the
being
district.
visible from
Got it.
someplace where the
Yeah.
public can see it.
Yeah, I was more curious because we have so many direct neighbors.
Mhm.
You certainly do.
Yeah, a lot of backyards
You've got a
abutting,
three-
Yes.
abutting
Yeah.
ours.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I was wondering whether like all of these, our neighbors' backyards fall under your purview because they are visible
If
from
they're visible
the
from the
street.
public
They
right-
all
If
are
they're
in some
visible from
degree.
Academy, Chestnut, or Maine, they're
Yeah.
visible.
2 things to know. I think what you're driving at is why are there so many little gambrel roof sheds? A couple of things. Sheds, they may have been installed
Yeah.
without permits and weren't caught.
Yeah.
They may have been, changes may have been made before the district was established. And we're, over time slowly recapturing. So
Yeah.
for example, the neighbor directly to the north of you, Mr. Farrell,
Yeah,
is contemplating a shed. He's been before the board in a workshop.
yep,
So a bit at a time,
yeah.
we're recapturing that fabric.
Yeah,
And the other reason is because most of these sheds are bought as whole units
Mhm.
and just plunked down. And, yeah, they're like Home Depot or some other little shed outfit, and they do a lot of gamble with sheds. And
yeah. I mean, ours was from the Home Depot.
really,
Yeah,
It's quite smart.
yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
looks nice.
They assemble.
Nice
They
design.
they do have other options other than that gambrel roof, and they assemble on site. I mean, it costs a little more, obviously, but they do. I think they partnered. It's like ShedsUSA.com or something.
Okay.
Subcontracted.
Home Depot has acquired them, so now
Yeah.
you just basically purchase through them. And Lowe's has the same kind of thing. So
Is there anything else that folks want to cover about the shed?
not really, because the only thing that's really visible is the roof from the public right of way.
And it would be my hope that forms like this become more the norm in the district, that they sort of fade into the background.
Well, there's also, next door, there's also a
Yeah.
existing, I don't know if I would call it historic, I don't know how old it is, but there's
Yes.
an existing
Yeah.
form.
Yeah, which if you see,
It's on its last
that one
Yeah.
from the Academy Street side, it's got a great big gaping hole on one side.
Sure, yeah,
Yeah,
but at
it's
least
got
it's the
gaping
same.
holes on the other side.
very
Cool.
So let's talk about the
Gate.
gate.
Yeah.
Tell us about the gate. Now, where was the gate found?
in the basement.
Amazing.
Was it like covered up with stuff that you know?
There's
had to-
other stuff down there. We just haven't sifted through the original shutters from the front. The 2 tall windows right next to the front door. Those shutters are in the basement. None of the other ones are. Some trim. I mean, she did a lot of stuff in there taking a lot of stuff apart and stuff. So some of it she left in the basement. So they fit at the end, and we went to get the zoning variance because of the height issue.
They're really 6 feet tall?
They're like about 6 at the corners, and I think it's 5 sort of in the middle. So yeah, so we just, you know, we have a dog who is a bit of an escape artist, and
What kind of dog?
a Boston Terrier. Yeah. So I've like kind of deer fence, transparent deer fence, like 2 feet off the ground, most of it just to keep her enclosed, but I just have had a temporary like doggy gate at the end of the driveway for the last 2 years. So we would love to be able to put these back up.
Now, whether it's original to the house or not, we don't really know.
Yeah.
Okay, but it's certainly something that could likely be found in Cold Spring.
And of the period.
Yeah, and we
you know.
had reached out to
With a quatrefoil design, you will know.
Yes, I was going to point that out to you, Carol.
We do love a quatrefoil.
we had found some.
I'm fussy about things, okay.
I don't know if Tom probably sent you this already. He did a little digging and found some other things online, just reference, obviously gates are on driveways or entryways. And he had contacted some historic societies and got an email back from somebody, a professor in London, saying,
Wow.
in his opinion, did he send you this?
It may have gone to Aaron.
Okay, it might have gone to Aaron. From the School of Architecture, University of Liverpool, saying I would suggest your gates are circa 1875 or 1880. I say that because there was a big industry in ornamental cast iron work and the decoration of your gate, especially the quatrefoils or Gothic revival, but the square grid which holds them suggests something a little later. Anyways, I can give you a
The
copy of this
quatrefoils
too.
that you find in the village
Can I just take
are
that in the file?
Yeah.
mostly late 1860s, early 1870s. They're mostly windows or
Gable end.
Yeah.
church-oriented ornamentation.
And so my understanding is that the when you're looking at the front facade of the house, the right side was built in the 1850s. The left side was added on 2 to 3 decades later. So that, you know, there's a chance that they
Are
were.
these, I'm sorry, where are these being positioned? I'm trying to.
That's it. So basically, you see, we just propped them up for the photo, but we have a footing there and a footing there.
I see.
So we'll have a steel post
Oh,
to
okay.
anchor them to.
Got it.
Yeah.
Okay, and how is it going to be anchored to the brick?
There will be a steel post there too. I don't
In the
feel.
footing behind it.
Yeah, we don't feel confident that the brick drilling and anchoring into the brick would be smart.
Not
Given
a
the
good
weight.
idea. Now, does this go, is there some sort of fence along this side?
No, I've planted. There's some Vanderwolf pine trees, kind of a row of them right there. So that's pretty much the edge.
Okay, and to keep your energetic dog
The
from
dog, yeah.
zipping around it, how are you gonna handle that?
I'll probably tuck another little piece of deer fence between the
But
trees
it'll be
there.
like between the trees, so you won't really see it.
No, you wouldn't see it. I mean, once she kind of thinks that she can't get out, she's usually pretty good. So
Yeah.
it's kind of more trickery. And then this is also something from an iron worker that I've worked with too. Just a letter saying his estimation of like age and stuff. The ZBA asked us like, you know, how can you prove that they're old? And so that
Well,
was our.
Around the village, heights above the
Yes, 4
zoning
feet,
limit have been controversial,
Yeah.
and so they were trying to be very careful for that reason.
Absolutely.
From our
And
perspective.
the variance granted these
This
gates
gate,
being
yeah.
used, not us going and buying a 6-foot gate anywhere, I completely understand.
Correct.
Okay, how will they be hinged and how will they close in the middle? How will they be secured in the middle?
The hinge component you can kind of see right
That
there
thing
and at the
there?
bottom, it sort of protrudes back a bit.
Mm-hmm.
So that will be attached to the steel post. And in terms of right here, I think we're probably just gonna have to do a couple drop down rods into the ground.
Oh, got it.
Just kind of vertically attached right like on each of these, just drop down. Because I think that's just the simplest
Yeah.
thing to do.
And it seems to be in good shape.
Yeah.
It's been in the basement for a while.
Yeah, they're in
Well, we
great. I
don't
mean, they're a
know.
little they're rusty, obviously, but the iron itself is in phenomenal shape.
You gonna paint it or anything to, kind of,
I think
spruce it up?
Yeah, when I get around to that, and then our wrought iron gate in the front of the house is in
Mhm.
need of some love too. So
Uh,
for now, I might leave the patina to keep them kind of in sync with each other.
We don't have a lot of historic wrought iron remaining around the village.
Yeah.
But the pieces that we do have remaining are really great.
Yeah.
So it's lovely to see the vocabulary expand a bit.
Yeah.
Actually, where we do have historic wrought iron is just a few fences, the house on the corner of,
Which is also about to go over.
Mhm.
well, I think,
Paulding.
on Paulding, Stephen Wood's house,
Mm-hmm.
up at the top of Paulding, and then I think,
Two houses over from us,
I
the
see
yellow
that.
gambrel roof.
yeah, the yellow
house
gambrel,
has-
but isn't Dick's house also has an iron railing?
They do, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, those
And a
three in a row
staircase
there.
on Main
Yeah.
Street.
Yeah.
So it's something
Yeah.
special on that block.
And I would love to eventually, if I can find something that will work. I mean, the hinges, this was our other sort of argument to the zoning board about the 5 foot or the 4 foot thing, is that the hinges, the original hinge on the steel post at the front of the house is still there, as is the latch where the little lock would have gone into. The gate itself is no longer there, but that hinge is about 5 feet off the ground, and so obviously the gate would have gone higher from that 5 feet.
Well,
So
because you're already on a raised
Yes,
brick plinth
yep.
here because of the grade change, this is a retaining wall and the fence is on
Exactly.
top of the retaining wall,
Yeah.
which is one of the things I'm talking about in the fence, I
Yeah.
think.
So someday, I mean, that would be a pretty cool thing to be able to put a wrought iron gate back there too, if we can ever find something that would work.
Now you know where to start.
Yeah.
Any other discussion folks wish to have?
Do you want
on
to
this
keep? Do you
application?
want this?
I have
You have the-
You just handed that to me.
We like to keep all sorts
Yep,
of jazz.
I can have a copy. Just
This
one
is so nice and organized.
Oh, actually, no, I want that one. You have it in your hand. Thanks. Let's just mark it.
Would this be the type of thing that could have been produced locally in our iron foundry?
Could very well have
Could have
been.
been.
I would tell people it was.
I'm just marking the 2 images you've given us for the front. I'm just marking that it's not proposed at this time.
Yeah.
Okay, any other discussion?
No,
Well, may I have a motion then?
I would propose to accept the application as
Secret.
Oh.
What? I thought we
First,
weren't doing
secret
this anymore.
determination.
Yeah, we still got-
We still have to do
have-
it.
we still
We just don't have much that rises to the bar of type 1
I
anymore.
will propose that this is a secret type 2,
And I will second that.
great. That means nothing.
You
Um,
have
All in favor?
I
to- Aye.
Aye. And a motion on the application.
propose to accept the application as submitted.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
All set?
Cool. One other thing, I mean, the front gate thing will probably come down the road, but we are thinking about the back porch, and I know this would obviously just be another submission in this process again, but we're thinking about extending that across the back of the house a little bit more to have some more outdoor space. So I've had a drawing done, and it would basically just kind of mimic what's there and extend it another
So we have a process called workshopping,
Yeah.
where you can come in before you make a formal application to run ideas by and
Okay.
sort of get a sense of direction before you get going.
Okay.
When you are, if you would like to do that, and when you're ready to do it, just get in touch with the village clerk, with
Okay.
Jeff,
Yep.
and he'll set you up. We usually do this on the 4th Wednesday of the month.
Okay. Great.
Most lately we've had lots of voting sessions.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, yeah, let us
Okay.
know when you're ready.
Excellent.
Thank you so much, and
Thank
thank you
you.
for such a thorough application.
I will let Tom know. He did a good job.
We're looking forward to meeting him as well.
Thanks.
Nice meeting
Have a
you.
Have a good night.
Nice to meet you too.
Come on in, ladies.
What are we talking about this week about?
Uh,
Oh, signage.
signage and a railing.
On the front door.
On the front door, yeah, on the stoop. This is a stoop that is owned by the current property owner. That is not in question on this property. Welcome back. Alan's joining us late, so he may come in. Do you want to see a copy in front of you so it's easier to follow?
I actually have updates.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, just
Should we pull
You
these
can
back
pull
in?
those all back in,
Okay.
sorry.
That's okay.
They're very similar, just subtle.
Let me just mark them so we
So
know
you
that.
just said they're the same, only different?
Same, only different.
Alright.
Good-
All of
good
them or
point.
just
All.
all of it? Okay. So I'm gonna keep your cover letter. Oh no, I'm not.
You
I'm
can,
gonna-
you can if you want.
Yeah, we'll band it up and set it aside so we don't get confused. Spread these out.
Do you know you already have plants coming up in that little front garden? Did
I
you
know,
They
I'm
survived.
so
This
happy,
is
yeah.
Little tiny pieces of tulip coming up?
Daffodils and, there's some
funny.
perennials in there too, and it
Yeah.
looks like they're
It
coming
was
up.
always really cute.
She had lots of great little.
Yeah, the flowers in front of her shop were always really lovely.
Yeah, and she took some of them and I took some of them, so we should
Oh,
be able
nice.
to, put some of them back. I don't have a green thumb though, so hopefully she'll wander
You
down,
have a woolen thumb.
really, literally.
Plant perennials, you can't kill them.
No, yeah, that's.
You have
that's
a knitting and
unusual.
crochet thumb.
And then what you need to do is join the Phillipstown perennials page where we all trade when our
I'm
gardens
gonna
get too
split.
big.
Oh, really?
I have awesome irises that my neighbors gave me that have been growing in our neighborhood since the 1800s, and the bulbs keep getting split. And I have some to hand around this year, so if you want, they smell.
What color are they?
They're purple.
That's why everyone has purple flowers.
Yeah.
Yeah, they keep going around. But they're like the antique, they
Yeah.
smell. They have their scent.
Okay,
That's great.
talk us through.
Okay, do you wanna look at the railing first?
Yes,
So
the separate one.
everybody's on, okay. So, we need to have a stoop outside the front door to transition down to the sidewalk. And it's basically, it'll be a platform outside the door, essentially level with the floor level, and that then will require 2 risers down to the grade, which we're running, stepping down, walking parallel to the building, and that's so that, because we're building this new, we have to comply with the building code, so we
Mhm.
have to step out onto a relatively level surface, and as you know, if you're stepping directly out the door, you're stepping on a slope like all the
Yeah.
other stoops on
Right.
Main Street, so thus the stair is coming down, so you're walking parallel to the building, and then when you step off the bottom step, even though you're on a slope, it's relatively parallel to the step itself. So to prevent somebody from stepping off the front of the stoop and hurting themselves, we're proposing just a very simple railing. It's not, doesn't have to be a code compliant guard because the height, right, the height of the stoop doesn't exceed 30 inches above grade, but we don't want somebody to step off of that and get hurt, so we'd like to have just a very simple open railing along the 2 sides, that basically the Main Street side and the east side.
Is your second entrance your handicap entrance?
That's on the side of the building.
The driveway side?
Right.
So you're not, okay.
So
Cool.
that shaded area is
Yep.
actually the ramp or the sloped connection from the sidewalk to the walkway around the building, and then the accessible entrance is
So
on
if
the
I were,
side.
if I were coming in a chair, I'd come down the sidewalk and
Yes.
go back here along the
Correct.
building.
Yep.
And the rail and posts of the, are entirely like a square section steel?
Yes, yeah, so, actually I brought the samples, but,
Oh.
that's, it's your very typical, metal railing. These were some images just around town to show you what it's like, and I have the actual pieces if you wanna see it of those.
This is the fence that you put forward. Right? Or
What's
the
that?
landscape architects put forward at the property you,
Right,
Rehab.
yeah. Yeah, so these are the pieces, it's, you're pretty much where you see everywhere. These would be the uprights, will be painted, and top rail. This actually gets, I believe, welded to the bottom of this, and then it's also a bottom rail. And we don't,
These are the verticals?
those would be the verticals if we were doing, dividers, so we're actually not using the small ones because those are too small to support. So we're really just having outside posts.
So we just take this out.
Yeah, that's, I think I
So how
cross
long-
it off
what's
on
this-
some of them.
what's the span? What's the open space?
The span, well, our total railing is about, it's less than 8, it's about 8 feet, so 30 inches. Probably. Yeah, it's about 30 inches from the center to the center of the post.
Have you already run this by Greg?
Yeah, I actually met with him yesterday, just to go over whether or not we would need, like a typical guard, a code compliant guard, if you had, a platform that was 30 inches above the grade would
Mhm.
require the spacing to be small enough so that a 4-inch diameter sphere can't
Right,
pass
right.
through. So I asked him specifically if we would be required to do that, since technically the guard is not required on that platform. And he said no, because really what you're doing is preventing somebody from stepping off a non-compliant step by stepping off the front of the stoop. So you're basically just creating a deterrent.
So what's this height, at the top, from the, I guess from the center, where it's
From the center.
the tallest, where it's the tallest, what's the height of the stoop?
So at the tallest, it's a little over a foot, it's about a foot on the high end, Kathleen, here. And then it's about 6 inches on the short end. So right in the
Okay.
middle.
And that's what exempts you from needing the balusters, I just wanted to make
Okay,
sure we were clear.
how is this connection made to the building? Because this is the only place where it's attached to the building.
Right, I don't have an image of that, but basically it's a metal plate that's welded to the end of this, and then it's got 2 screws, and that would be screwed into, it'll be centered
Yeah,
on
it's a
this
typical.
trim board, yeah. And then there'll be one at the railing and one at the bottom rail as well.
Any other questions on the railing?
No,
No.
it's clear.
It's
And then
pretty simple.
and then the railing to the left as you're going up the stairs, that's just going straight into the concrete, that's doesn't
That's
attach.
just correct, that's just a stair handrail, which we have to have on both sides of the steps. So that'll be set about 4 inches off of the granite sill, the face of the sill.
It's a shame that you have to have it along the building like that. That's code, that's not us, but.
Yeah,
I actually think it's charming
Okay.
that it goes to the side.
No, I mean, I don't mean the direction of it, I mean that they have to have the second rail up against the building, by
Oh.
code. I actually think this is a great solution to steps on Main Street,
Yeah.
having them face downhill. I just wish we didn't have to have the one along the building.
Yeah, I guess just looking at it though, I mean, I'm sure you've already worked through all of this, but there's no way that I guess you have the entrance on the sides, which is, because I was just thinking your parking is on this, people would have to walk around the front of it, but you have a side entrance, so it doesn't really
Right.
matter, yeah.
yeah, and the railing that is up against the building. Again, we're pulling it off so it isn't right up against the building.
Yeah.
And because it's only 2 posts down and it isn't a series of balusters, we feel it's gonna be pretty open. It's
Yeah.
not gonna feel like weeds are gonna be stuck behind it. And,
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, it's, the fact that you don't have balusters, I think will
Mhm.
make this far less of an impact than it would have been.
Yeah.
I'm delighted that it's a low stoop and therefore no balusters. Anything else on stoop
No.
railing?
Mm.
Right. How about talk us through signage?
I wanna
This
know
is
what Magnum,
updated
I
from-
wanna know what Magnum is. Magnum is synthetic material? or what is it?
Magnum.
Yeah,
Solid
it's
enamel
solid
receptive
enamel receptive
Magnum.
Magnum.
Let's see
Yeah.
what kind of chalk.
And I
they got
cannot
over
answer
there.
that.
I know what Magnum is in wine bottles, but I don't know what it is on here.
You know, I'd asked them to send a sample of the material. It's metal, you know, it's some kind of metal,
Be similar to.
yeah, and maybe Magnum is some kind of composite metal, you know, a
Mhm.
mixed material, but it's just a 1/4-inch piece of metal, so I can't answer any better than that. So, I don't know, you want me to go through signs? So the signs that we're proposing are, 2 different types. These metal pieces that are painted with an enamel paint, and it's kind of a baked on finish, so
Mhm.
it's very permanent, you know. Item number 1 is just the name of the business, The Endless Scheme, which are, you can see, 7-inch tall letters. We had a big mock-up the other day, if anybody was going by to check
Mhm.
our sizing. So they're individual letters, similar to what these types of address numbers that you'll see around the village. They're sort of, up away from the building a little bit, so they have,
Okay,
they're not flat, they have,
Pin mounting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
right,
Like the pasture sign that we approved not so long ago, although they're now out of business.
And they never installed it.
Did they not?
so on the architect's sign, their numbers are similar, they're just sort of away from the building a little bit. This is a skein of yarn with knitting needles through it. It will be produced the same way, this metal thing that's, you know, elevated from the building.
Is it a block or is it
No,
this shape?
It's this shape. So
Metal
they're,
cut to that shape?
they're working on
Cool.
exactly how it's gonna be, but yeah, it's not a block that'll be applied, it'll be just like the letters, but with the.
So it's on it, so
logo.
so this is like a die cut thing almost.
That's
and,
right.
and then it's pin mounted
Yes.
above.
So- So what is white on here?
So
Is
it's
it-
not white,
It's
it's
air.
just,
It's air, it's
Yeah,
negative space.
yeah.
Interesting.
to a degree, you know,
Yeah, that's gonna
if you
be-
look at this, constructing it, they're working on that.
That's a lot of pins.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I think
The
they'll
general shape of the
construct it
scheme.
in a way that it's one unit.
Yeah.
How they do that, they're still working.
Looks sort of like a molded strip.
It was very interesting how they did this, because this is kind of, I have a sign and a card that I've been using, and it uses half of this.
It's on the second
Oh, yeah.
page.
Oh,
Like the sign here.
okay, right. So Karen sort of cut and pasted and flipped it around just as an example, but then I was sitting with the artist trying to figure out how to make it really work
Mhm.
flipped. And it was that center thing, you know, first we just sort of tried to match them, but then it looked like a bow tie, you know, it was so
Right,
long.
not
So
a knot,
then
yeah.
skewing them apart made it look more like a skein of yarn. So it was kind of cool to work with the guy.
I am delighted not to have a window decal alone. There are a lot of those on Main
Yeah,
Street
and I have
recently.
one here,
No,
but
they're-
not
they're
on the
fine,
front.
but-
Yeah,
but the- on
It's
the
side door,
primary,
right.
Yeah, I
on the
like-
primary facade, you're doing the metal windows, the metal letters is fantastic, I think. And I think it's a nice break from a lot of the signage we've seen recently.
Mhm.
Mhm.
But
I
obviously
wanted
your
to
side
keep it a
gets
little
signage too.
cleaner, you know, I
Yeah.
love the idea of this little logo
Yeah,
thing,
that's
but I
cool.
didn't wanna have too much on the front.
Well, here you've got it crossed out, black crossed out for orange.
Yes, okay, so that was the great thing about the mock-up, because we had this is a vinyl
Because this is
number.
gloss blue.
Yes,
Right.
and they're the metal thing, so if you turn to the second page,
Mm-hmm.
we have these vinyl or, put on the glass signs.
Mhm.
So we had our 126 in black, and we're all worried about the size of it. And then we put it up there, and we said we're never going to be able to see the black on the glass. We're
Mhm.
looking at it on a piece of paper. So I asked them to make it orange, the same color as the door and the knitting needles, which for some reason caused them to make it blue. So we're working on that.
You're seeing.
And then this is another vinyl decal that will go on the side door, because I wanted to give information to people who show up and I'm closed, the phone number, the website. And again, I'm asking them, what do they think about that? Should we use black or should we change the colors in there? I haven't
If you
gotten an
choose
answer.
magenta, we don't approve
No, I know.
color, so it's
I
just.
guess I'm looking for opinions.
I would
No.
say, in my opinion, the information that you're putting on the door,
Uh-huh.
someone's only gonna be reading it at all if they're standing
Right
in front
there,
of the door.
and you think,
Yeah.
I was thinking that
So if
too,
it's
would it
black,
be
even
okay?
though it'll be, the lights are all off or whatever, and you're not there,
Mhm.
they'll still be able to read it
Yeah.
because they'll be close
They're
enough to
close.
see the
And you've
Okay.
got
change in
path lighting,
perception.
right?
Mhm.
On that
Only
side, you've
when
got
we're
path lighting.
open.
Only when you're open.
Yeah,
path
we
lights
have
on.
to turn the lights off when we're not there. So, yes, the 126 should be orange. It is a decal on the glass, and then this is a vinyl decal on the side of the building.
Fun.
Well, that's it for signage.
The building looks very nice.
Yeah,
Thank
it's
you.
real, turned out beautifully.
Thank you.
Should take a walk inside too. All the interior details are
When do you open?
Come
Do you know
Very
yet?
nicely.
hopefully June. Yeah, hopefully.
Great.
June.
Where did you end
Things
up
are
using
looking
the beams?
We're gonna use them in the cabinetry, so
Nice.
in the retail space, any of the retail cabinets is gonna use some of the woodwork, and then I'm not gonna tell you about the special display, and
So we'll have to be surprised.
yeah, you'll have to come in, and what else, we have a lot of the doors were refinished and they're up, and
Nice.
the stair,
The
the
balance.
stair,
Mhm.
bell, and the,
Post.
yeah,
No, no post.
which I loved, I
Yeah,
loved
that was
those,
great.
so they're
And-
there, so,
Nice.
yeah.
This is not being used.
Can't wait.
From here.
Yeah.
The
that's fun.
the main sign in the front, the pin mounted sign, that's not gonna have any lighting or anything on it. It's just gonna be
It does have lighting, there's
Next.
recessed lighting in that little corniced overhang.
oh okay,
Yeah.
like tape light or something, or
No, they're tiny recessed lights, I don't know how to
Like
explain
LED.
it, like,
they're like wall washers.
they are angled, I don't have the specs
And where
Okay.
is it? Where is it?
on those, but, where is it?
So in the side, you see how the cornice sits
Oh, right.
proud of the above the sign. So the die cut signs will be lit from angled lights above.
Got it.
That I guess would not be visible really from at all if they're
Right.
flush
Because they're
mounted.
tucked under if they're flush mounted.
Yeah.
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 But let's just make, for the sake of making sure it's all documented.
And I think that was part of our original application, because we did have our other exterior lighting approved by you guys, and I'm pretty sure.
Just to make sure that it's here in this round.
Yeah, we didn't have the specs for the recessed lighting, but I think we had called out the recessed lighting in that overhang.
Come on, my brain's not working.
Sure.
What are we calling this?
A cornice.
Cornice, oh, okay.
Any other questions on signage?
No.
No.
No, I think it's all clear.
You don't need to make a secret determination because this project has been through secret review.
Boy, has it.
Board has it, so,
We're
we
so
have-
good at it though.
Wow.
So a motion on the application, hi,
Hi.
oh, we're
We're
tiny
meeting
room
here?
tonight,
Yes.
yes. We'll make space and just as the couch, well, you've got big.
I would move to accept this application as submitted.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Hi, thank you, sorry. Randy Al's not here. Thanks for being the vice chair. Okay, so you're good.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Nice to see you all
Nice
again.
to see you.
Thank you
Good luck.
very much.
Right down the home stretch.
I like the chairs better in the
Are
center.
they, are they
They're a little disconcerting.
Yeah, they're very nice.
Does it go like chunk chunk when you move it?
Have a good night.
You too.
And then there's the booby trap one in there.
The mayor's chair.
The mayor's.
Okay, thank you.
Good night, Karen.
Good night.
You're missing one.
I'll go through.
How are you, Lydia? Good. Right here today? Yeah. Excellent.
Come on in.
Whatever.
Hello, everyone.
Hi, you're
Hello.
so awake, my goodness.
Well, I was asleep, then I woke up. So we have two, whoops, big ones and lots of small ones.
Okay.
So,
Oh, this is easier to pass around.
so they're paper clipped together. There you go. You get one of,
Yep.
yeah, those are, each are a different.
Thank you.
So while the Eagles were doing their thing,
Ooh.
Oh, did you see them on the way up?
we did see them, yes.
You run the train?
No, well, you can see them from the Hudson, but we weren't allowed to do anything over the winter because of the Eagles. Remember the Eagles?
They did their thing and now they're done.
Now they're finally gonna be done.
Great.
April 1st, we had a chance to look at, so there's some before and after. So this is east. You have east. So you have an east after.
Yeah, I have the same
So they're all
thing.
mixed around.
Oh, I'm
Yeah,
like,
so you have an east, that's an
It's
east
different.
before. This
Oh, I
is
see,
an
they
east
weren't
after.
collated, okay.
This is an east after. No, they were not collated. This is
Sorry about that, I didn't understand that when you had them around.
Sweet.
Okay.
There
This
we
is
go.
an east after.
Thank you.
This is an east before. This is an east after. And you need an east before. Got it. What's this? This is a west after. You should have a west after and before.
So we have
This is-
3 sets? Three.
No, you should
three
have
before and
two.
Two before,
You
two
have,
after.
should have 4 sheets.
A before and an after for each elevation.
A before and an after for each elevation,
Okay,
correct.
I have
I only have
this.
east.
I have a
I think
before
I
and
have
after.
two. I think I have two befores. I mean, I think I have two
for
afters.
this spot, the
Oh, wait.
difference, puzzles
Oh, no.
and.
Oh, no,
Okay.
here's,
Maybe this
yeah,
one?
I have two afters, the porch is pulled out.
I have this one.
So this and that.
Got it,
yes.
got it, okay.
All right.
Thank you.
Okay, so I put one big one for the afters. So why don't we start on east, because east is easier.
Okay.
East is east and west is west.
Exactly. East is, that's west.
East is this side.
East is that side. East is this side.
Correct.
So this is east after,
Yeah.
and this is east before. So what has happened is this window here,
Mm-hmm.
now this is before,
Mm-hmm.
this is after.
Okay, so this guy moves over. To
Correct.
line up with the one below it.
Correct. So this, the laundry room function, what has happened inside is the laundry room has moved upstairs, and this window, rather than being a tall,
Full length.
skinny, ugly window,
Mm-hmm.
is symmetrically aligned over the other windows. I really didn't think anybody could possibly have an objection to that.
No.
That's lovely.
It, and
Pretty subtle.
what it achieves for us is that the laundry room is now upstairs,
Great.
and,
Which is a better place for it.
which is a better place for it.
Mm-hmm.
So that's east. But
That's
Yes.
it for east?
that's it for east. That's all that's happening that's different.
Okay.
One window has changed.
I'm sure. I think we ought to mark all of these, you know, before and after
Yeah.
or
Right.
something.
I will,
So this is after. I should have marked them
I've
before
marked
and
mine.
after.
that's okay.
Great.
Cool.
So talk through So,
So,
do you want to
Just
pen?
make sure I have mine
On
right.
the east,
so that's ours.
and I've got the master set here that we'll
Okay, good.
There we go.
use for the,
New and old.
New and old sounds great.
New and old
Now
sounds-
west.
Okay.
So, two things have happened on west. On the northern side of the house, there were two rather ugly windows kind of above the roof of the, and we have gotten rid of those
Okay.
because we realized that the family
Yeah.
room had windows on all sides and there's nowhere to hang the TV. And windows cost money.
TVs are most important.
And these didn't look particularly nice either because they were smushed in above the roof.
Right, right.
So they're now gone.
Okay.
Which, the second thing is that the porch is not childproof.
Sure.
If you have only screens, small children can fall off the porch. The other thing is that there are now 3 windows, 1, 2, 3. These 3 windows match the windows on the front of the house, and we've decided to add them to that side of the kitchen.
So you're going from a screened-in area to an open porch with
So the
windows.
screened-in porch had 1 small window behind it,
Uh-huh,
Yeah.
and behind. So we're going to 3 windows behind it, which is 3 windows in the kitchen on that side.
Oh, I see. Okay.
And the screened-in porch is going to have a white fence around it, like a real porch, and screens that move up and down. So that in the winter,
so that could be a 3, yeah, okay.
in the winter, you don't have to look at a porch. It will look just like a regular. Screen-in porches are ugly,
In
and
the off-season.
in the off-season.
Oh,
And
if
so,
the screens are there all the time.
if the screens are there all the time, so what? And also, if you have them designed the way the architects designed them, and you have small children who run into the bottom of them, they fall off the edge of the porch.
Okay.
And
And so now the windows that you're adding here, you're taking away that window, and the windows that you're adding here, they're all the casements that on the bottom and the awning at the top.
Yes, they're exactly the same as on the front of the house,
On the
Okay.
front of the new portion of the house.
on the front of the new
New
portion
house.
of the house.
Which is the west.
And so when it is summer, we'll have screens, the kind that come down. And then when it's not summer, and let's face it, it's mostly not summer here.
5 months a year, at least.
8 months a year, it's not summer. The screens go up,
They're retractable.
they're retractable, and we have a very tasteful white fence that goes around a porch that looks like a normal colonial porch.
And here, it looks like there's fencing that goes across the
The-
top of the stairs too. Is that like a
So
gate?
what these are doors. You can buy screen doors that have white fencing at the bottom that matches the white fencing to the rest. And in the winter, those go away.
Okay, got it.
Do you have a spec sheet for the baluster
I can
material?
email it to you.
Yeah, that's fine.
I can email you the
Do
spec
you know
sheets
what
for
the
that.
material is?
Wood.
Okay, that seems very straightforward, and all of these changes are on the new construction.
And these are, yes,
Go ahead.
and this is the picture. I printed a big one for you so that you can see
Yeah.
what it looks like. And they're all on the new construction.
Any questions, concerns?
Nope.
Our chairman, we're just finishing up.
Okay,
Do you want to?
Sounds
Do you want
good to me.
Do you want to have a look?
no,
Now that you're here, no? Okay, and you can be an audience member.
okay.
We do not need. Go ahead.
I would move to accept them as submitted.
I would second that.
And note that we are not making a seeker finding because we've already done seeker on this project.
Thank you.
So all in favor?
Aye.
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 And now you have a multiple choice question. A, I paid an architect lots of money to redraw the drawings. B, I drew them myself on my Mac.
Well done.
I did
Nice.
the same
skills,
with my
huh?
house.
What?
Little cut and paste,
Yeah.
deleted some windows, added some another.
Yep.
That worked.
Yeah, but it's a new skill, you know.
Is Alberto here?
He is not here. What time is it?
I thought he just walked in.
8:50.
Oh, the other, we have
the
another.
other-
No,
other
Now,
Alberto.
oh, I thought you had this new Italian flair thing
That's
going.
exotic
So-
Al.
How old is young thing here?
Young thing, 14 months.
Oh.
Is this the same baby? that we-
No,
Different baby?
because he
There's a
would have
lot of
never
babies.
really grown. No, that was Charlie.
Okay.
This is Oliver. They keep making more
Yeah.
and dumping them on us.
Yeah.
And it's working for them for some reason.
And for some reason, I wonder what that is.
I can't figure it out.
And here you are.
And Charlie's mom's
Hey,
pregnant
look at
again, so clearly they have a good thing going.
Good thing you have that railing on the house.
It's really busy.
Fun.
Thanks for coming up.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much.
Okay,
Cool.
Have a good night.
Thank you.
nice
Bye.
seeing you again. All right, bye-bye.
So we'll sit together and go through my markups, so you know what's what.
Okay.
So until Alberto comes, let me just make
Do we
sure
have a
he
way of
didn't.
texting him? to tell him?
I sent him my number, I do not have his cell number, let's just see if there are any messages. No. I'll just check.
I have a cell phone number right here.
Oh, you do?
917-709-0358.
Well, we told him 9:15.
Mhm.
Do you wanna call him and let him know
Yeah,
that
tell them that, you know,
we're wrapping up earlier?
Hustle down here.
I'll tell him.
We can do minutes.
Oh, yeah, so, sorry, I didn't have time to email them around. I have copies.
And I forgot that November was in my
Then
care, I need to do that.
you-
So that, those still have to be on the table.
I have to, they're very brief. Anyway, we can have it. Hold on.
Which
Hi
one's-
Alberto, my name's Sean. I'm calling from the Historic District Review Board.
This is the last meeting, we have the workshop.
We are. Our everyone has flown through, so we would be able to start as soon as you're able to come. Okay, cool. Thanks so much.
Okay.
Bye bye.
Oh, this is our last.
Yeah, this is the last meeting.
Oh,
I'm trying to stay on top of things.
I was not here.
And then I need to. God, Sean.
But I think you were gonna vote at the last meeting on a set of meetings that I did have to be
Yes,
there
I was
for.
just about to look that up. Hold
So
on.
it's 7:25.
And I did not bring it.
Let me see. Let's check. I'm like losing track. Okay, so minutes.
We need to read through the 27th.
I thought that the applicant was going to propose a mock-up.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it says that it's
Um,
proposing demolition and will submit a three-dimensional model.
Yeah.
No,
Well,
they're not
but
presenting a
that's not a
three-dimensional model, they're presenting a mock-up on site.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
Michael
sorry,
had written
sorry.
mock-up, and then I thought that might be confusing, and so I changed it. So you want the term mock-up specific.
Yeah, a three-dimensional.
We're right.
A three-dimensional model could be a small little thing like
Yes,
that.
that's true.
Okay. Now I know the difference.
An on-site mock-up.
On site.
Mhm.
But also, this makes it seem as if the whole structure is copper.
Oh, you know what? I
So-
meant to correct that, and I didn't.
Replace it with
Forgot to do that.
one, with a simpler roof line. So we just mark this up and hand it back to you.
Yeah.
A simpler roof line.
Simplified roof line.
A simpler roof line, more in keeping
Okay.
with the overall structure.
Keeping.
I'll hand this to you.
Okay. Structure. Okay.
Everything roof line has a hyphen. should switch the seeker determination with the,
Yep.
vote.
I don't know if I would say the awning is not a permanent structure because he was talking about some framing which would be attached to the building.
Where are you looking?
Second
Page
Top of the
two.
second page.
I haven't gotten there yet.
And there's two
Awning
misspellings
is-
where awning is awing and
Oh,
awning.
oh,
The first and third bullet.
oh, got it.
Hi, come on in, we're just going over some minutes till you get settled in.
Have a seat.
Well done, that was speedy.
Maybe because you're down at home.
So what I would change it to is the awning is a structure that can be easily reversed. Take that.
Is a structure that can be reversed, is that what you?
Yeah, can be easily reversed.
I would also make clear that we're talking about the west deck, that,
Okay, the awning
we're reviewing
proposed,
your minutes from the last time you were
how
here.
about the awning, comma, proposed for west deck, comma, is a structure that can be easily reversed.
Mhm. Okay, do I have a motion on
Yeah.
minutes
So
of
has
February
not,
27th?
the building doesn't see modifications, the building has not had modification.
I'm sorry,
Under the fourth bullet,
oh, yep,
it has not had modification. Or has had, sorry,
has had
has had many modifications.
many, okay,
Okay, so here's my notes.
thank you.
Are you asking for a motion to read as modified? So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Now, Sean, could I look back at that set that the three of us, only the three of us? Oh, we can do this after. Now that you're run here, let's do you.
Oh, it's the whole set? I thought it was just
No,
the
no, no,
first
it's
one.
just that one.
Okay.
But let's come back to it after, now that Alberto's caught his breath.
Thank
Must
you.
be one color, but I took me a couple copies before I realized that I was set for this one.
Jeff did not print out a
I
copy
can
of the
give you
referral
a-
before he left today, but he did send it electronically, so we'll just make sure it gets added to the file.
Okay, then. Yeah, I didn't think you sent that out.
It's okay, normally the clerk does that,
Oh,
he
I
just, it
didn't
was at the
sign
end of
it.
the day.
I didn't sign this up. Nice pen.
Muji, they're
Very
the,
nice.
the best pen, super fine point.
What pen?
Muji,
It's
so
like
that
the,
Japanese paper.
You know, somebody
Yeah,
mentioned it to me, yeah, yeah.
It's right across from
somebody-
the public library.
There's one on, I think it's one on 23rd Street.
Oh, there may be. See, architects appreciate those things.
Okay, one copy, you need at least three.
What,
It's not 16th, is
Today's the
the
13th.
it?
13th.
Oh, sorry.
Where's the street?
It's Fair Street.
The street
Yeah,
is all the way
way
back.
Oh, yeah, it's, this house is set back, sorry, I didn't bring a site plan, but it's set back like 200 or 150 feet back. from
Right,
the
you have
street.
the, like, old chicken coop building in front?
Yeah.
Right. What's the public right of way that this is
The river.
visible from?
The river is considered a public right of way. That's why we're reviewing it. So
Okay.
you can see it from if you want to
You can
kayak
see
or on a
it
boat,
from the river.
Mhm.
Okay.
but it's pretty limited visibility.
This isn't on the, okay.
Or from a drone.
Drones, I didn't even thought about that.
They're against shooting drones.
So this isn't blocked by the,
Yeah.
by the
Building
highway
district.
department?
No,
The highway department's further
Further down.
Okay.
There's one there.
Oh, sorry, all right, I'll get that.
There's three on each.
We do need to do a seeker determination. Move that it is a type 2 action.
We have a second.
that?
All in favor?
Aye. So you need to take 3 with you.
Yeah.
So make sure there's one signed and left behind. Have them sign Carolyn's.
Oh, mine's not
Andrea's.
signed up.
Here.
Sign it. Please sign mine.
Yeah, autographs, please.
It's like when you close on your house
Mine's
and you just
not
like
signed.
keep signing things.
I don't know what I'm
signing.
Do we have 3 signed
Yes,
now?
we do.
We have 3 signed copies.
Yeah, we just want one that stays behind the file that's signed. Do we have questions about it?
No.
We good? So I make a motion to accept as submitted.
I will second.
I will
Oh.
third.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
I was gonna see, I guess you guys really wanna get home.
We spent a lot of time with you last
We
time.
hashed it out
Yeah.
plenty, it's just
I know.
annoying.
It's like, it was excruciating last time, I know.
Right, let's-
Wow, it's exactly 9 o'clock.
Boom.
Oh, but we gotta vote on those others.
We have a minute.
You
But-
guys
by the way,
might kill me
you're
for this, but
PCNR?
I have some other minutes.
So I just wanna clarify, so the issue wasn't whether or not to make it retractable, but the issue is with the wind, whether or not it should have a fixed frame. And, so most retractable awnings don't have posts, but this one has posts that stabilize it in the high wind.
Oh, we don't have the tax map number.
Yes, we do. Oh, you know what, I think I have it, hold on the workshop minutes. It is 44 point dash 3 dash 2.
So the other, do you want me to sign that?
So that's incorrect.
It's not, it's incorrect, all right.
We just need to put the
Here,
Which,
it should be
tax map
I wonder
number
how
on
I
it.
came up with that.
this number.
I think you
Is
probably-
that one lot?
I look up all the tax map numbers on the Putnam County tax map website when I
Okay.
write the minutes. So we have a record that we can easily look up. So
Okay.
I don't know where,
There's a big map in the office.
yeah, and you can also look at, like, if, you know, go in the office and see.
All right, no, I just wonder, I'm sure it's right. That's right, that's the whole map. Not, I was thinking
So
the
it's your
lot
parcel.
number, that's just the map that the parcel's on, right?
That's your tax, your
Oh, that's
taxable
actual lot.
That's
Yeah,
your tax,
that's
tax
your
tax lot.
property.
Right, right, okay.
Yeah.
All right.
So let's just get them.
Yeah,
Okay, you're good.
all right.
So Al will process the certificate and mail it to you,
Okay,
and then
great.
you can, from there, if you need to wait for your building permit from there.
I don't think I need one, but I'll.
Oh, no, you don't,
Yeah.
I'm sorry, we've talked about this already.
Yeah.
But once you receive
Oh, and I
it,
need to leave a check, or,
did you not,
The application.
The application fee?
forgot to bring a check. Can I?
did Jeff instruct you to bring it here tonight?
He didn't mention it. Can I just leave it for him?
Yes.
Yeah,
Sorry.
no, that's not your deal,
All right, was it, I know it's on the application,
it's
instructions,
$35
35.
in Village of Cold Spring.
Was there another 80?
So you'll hold
Or-
this until the
No,
check,
that's your- that's
until
your
Jeff
public hearing,
confirms
yeah.
the
Okay, so it's 35.
check is paid.
And I'll leave that for him tomorrow.
I'm just gonna stick it in the folder and then we'll make you a traveling folder before we
All
go.
right.
Don't worry. Alright, so we'll hold this until the check is with Jeff. Alright,
you.
have a good night.
And
Take care.
Until it clears and they see it in the bank account.
All right, thanks.
I have a question about, 2 sets of minutes. 7:25 we tabled because we didn't have quorum to vote on them.
And now we do
That's what we're
tonight.
doing right now.
And we are all here.
What was the other question?
Has it been modified to say
2:13.
voting meeting at the top rather than workshop? I will,
I know, I was absent for that one,
Right.
and so were you.
right, so the three of us have to vote on it.
Yeah,
And my modification is that it was a voting meeting, not a workshop.
Okay, hold on, let me just write this down.
I can hand you this.
You have a copy?
We had it with us last time, but we
Okay.
couldn't vote on it.
Good. I didn't bring it with me.
Okay, so with the modification, I'll move to accept as modified.
I'll second that.
Excellent.
I'll vote aye.
Great.
All in favor, say
Aye.
aye.
Sean, I thought you said you weren't at this meeting.
No, that one he was
I
at.
wasn't at the last meeting when we went to vote on it
Ah.
That's why we couldn't vote on it.
Okay.
last week. Or
Got it
whenever.
exactly backwards.
And now you have a configuration that will allow you to vote on 1024 as well, and I have that printed out if you need it. That also had
Wait, 1024 or 10? Oh, yeah, 1024.
1024
Okay, got it,
was
got it.
Carolyn, present were Carolyn, Andrea, and Sean. Oh,
We
Al,
approved that,
Carolyn,
yeah.
Andrea, Sean, you did that one already.
Yeah, we
Sorry.
approved that.
Yeah, because Carolyn, Andrea, and Al voted on that
And
one
then-
last time.
213, we still need to vote on that. That was tabled because we did not have quorum at the last meeting.
There's this one.
213.
213, board members present were Andrea, Sean, and me, so now it's three of us again.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if it's.
And here you go, I've already read it.
Oh, this is the first time that we looked at the roof.
This is the 21319.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Exciting.
Super.
Great.
Do I have a motion on the minutes of
21319.
2:13:19?
I will move to accept them as submitted.
I will second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. No, you
We
can't vote.
we
You don't aye.
abstain. We abstain.
I'm
Okay.
abstaining.
Do you need the printout, Andrea?
Just Carolyn abstains or Carolyn and Al?
I
Carolyn
don't,
and
since
Al.
there were no further edits, I do not.
It's Lent, we're abstaining.
Wait. Al and Carolyn were not at that meeting for Michael's record.
Yeah.
Correct. Okay, so the only two that are now outstanding are the two that I dropped the ball on, 1114 and 1128, that we'll have them next time. So they are still on the table.
And I can't vote on those anyway, so.
Right. Okay. So,
I do have
And more to the
one
garbage
quick,
pail.
of course you
issue.
do, because we were fine and ready to go.
yes, SHPO report.
It's due I have news on that too. It's due 3/29, but in the budget discussion, I was in the office today checking files, and the treasurer, Michelle, or accountant,
Mm-hmm.
told me that the trustees budgeted for the amount as a budget item rather than a grant, so that even if the grant doesn't come through, we have coverage to finish the project.
Well,
We still need to go back to Tilly.
Right, because the thing is that we have to spend the money before we get reimbursed. So-
Right, they know that
Right.
in our budget submission, we requested for a front-end expenditure to be reimbursed by a grant. And the trustees said, great, if we get the grant, super duper, if we don't, we're still willing to get this done.
Okay.
But I feel
Well,
confident
but
that.
that's, that's the grant application, but this, in addition to, what's on the annual report.
Right, they're both due on 3/29.
Okay, 329.
So we have a workshop on 327, so should we review that?
Or we can send it around by email
Oh,
beforehand.
I mean, I don't think it's anything that has to be voted on, it's something that we can all take a look at and see if anybody has any comments.
Well, the trustees, we have to get it to the trustees for them to, because the village
Cool.
submits the
Right.
grant.
But not the annual report.
Not
That's
the
what I was
annual
talking.
report.
I was talking about the annual report.
No, the annual report we do.
Okay.
And the annual report, again, is much simplified from
Right.
before. So,
So we're
I'm gonna-
meeting on the 27th for workshop. I'm sorry. Yeah, 27th. And we're meeting on the 31st for standards.
for standards.
Okay.
Do I have a motion to adjourn?
So
I-
just closing the loop on the grant application, I'll draft and send around. Okay.
I move to adjourn.
I second to adjourn.
All in favor?
Aye.
Just one comment, which is off the
Good
record.
night, everybody.
You
I
too,
think
good
we-
night, Dennis.
I think we really have to start exploring very seriously other sources of funding besides just SHPO, because SHPO is just so quixotic. It's just, you know,
Well, I think that the problem is that a lot of the funding sources are like a lot of like the like foundation support. They want things that are visible. Like American Express doesn't care that